This is how to renew your PMP certification the fast and easy way based on my experience with finally renewing my PMP this year. As we get into this video, join me in the comments down below. What's been the biggest struggle that you're having maintaining your PMP certification, and when do you need to renew it? Drop me a comment down below so we can help each other win with our community. So let's first talk about the requirements to renew your PMP certification. The day that you earn your PMP, it's actually the day that your 3-year cycle starts for you to earn 60 PDUs. The clock is ticking and it's go time. Kind of like how in Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise literally has minutes that are left to save somebody. Of course, it's not as extreme as that, but you do have something to lose here. If you don't earn those 60 PDUs in those 3 years, guess what? Your PMP certification will expire and put you at risk of having to take your PMP exam all over again from the very start. And I don't ever want that to happen to you. So the PDU is not meant to confuse you. It's actually pretty straightforward. It stands for Professional Development Units, where 1 hour of professional learning, you guessed it, earns you 1 PDU. So you have 3 years to earn 60 PDUs, or 60 hours of professional learning. Think of this as your ongoing training to help you stay up to date with your career. This is kind of like how everyone wants to stay in shape and get toned abs, right? After you lose the weight that you've wanted, you still have to continue exercising and maintaining a healthy diet. I'll give you a super relatable story. For me, I was actually 30 pounds overweight during college. Close to 200 pounds actually, which wasn't healthy for me. Now, since I have asthma, being 30 pounds overweight made me wheeze more, have asthma more frequently. But after I lost that weight, I still had to keep exercising, going to the gym, and eating healthy. It was one of the biggest struggles that I had growing up as a kid. Now, of course, I still treat myself to pizza and French fries every once in a while. My guilty pleasure, right? But for the most part, I do my best to eat healthy. So with renewing our PMP certification, it's the same thing. Here's what the process looks like high level. First, earn PDUs on a continual basis and report them on your account through PMI's website. Repeat this until you reach 60 PDUs. Now, this could take you a few months, maybe even a year or 2 years, depending on how you space it out in your schedule. If your renewal date is coming up in the next 3 months, then I have some very wise words for you, my friend. You need to hurry up and start taking courses and reading books to meet that requirement. After you accumulate the 60 PDUs, PMI qualifies you to finally pay your renewal fee for your PMP certification. By the way, if you're getting value out of this, be sure to smash that like button. Now let's talk about how PDUs are structured. There are 2 categories here. We have education and giving back to the profession. At the time of this recording, you can earn a minimum of 35 PDUs in education and a maximum of 25 PDUs in the giving back to the profession category. For the educational category, you earn PDUs by taking online courses, attending workshops, or even reading books and articles. Now for the giving back category, you earn PDUs by working as a professional or even by volunteering and writing articles for PMI. Now what might surprise you is this one thing. You can complete all of your PDUs just by watching online courses, webinars, and reading books, which is exactly what I did, and I'll reveal my exact experience later on in this video. No need to complicate things and make your life harder than it actually has to be. I'm sorry to give you the bad news, but there's one other minor detail that you must know. Your educational learning must fall under 3 areas of PMI's talent triangle. You have ways of working, power skills, and business acumen. But there's one minor caveat though, the small final print here. You must earn a minimum of 8 PDUs for each category. 8 hours for ways of working, 8 hours for power skills, and 8 hours for business acumen. Once you reach this minimum, you can rack up as many hours of learning in any category, which just makes things a whole lot easier for us. Now you might be wondering, Alvin, what's the difference between all these categories? Why do they sound so complicated? Listen, I got you covered. Ways of working is anything tied to the technical, quote unquote, practices of managing a project. So that could be reading books or watching courses that teach you how to manage a project, implement the Scrum framework, or use specific software. Now, power skills, on the other hand, is not about muscle or strength. We're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I am not even close to being as buff as he is. Power skills is a fancy word for anything that's tied to communication, leadership, and negotiation. The third category for business acumen is exactly what it sounds like. Any course or training that teaches you more about the business side of things, your industry, or developing strategy for your company. Side note here, this was actually probably the hardest section for me to earn PDUs in. All right, now what you've been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Let me share with you my experience renewing my PMP certification and how I did it. So to make my life easier, I only took online courses through Udemy, watched webinars on PMI's website, and of course I read books that met the requirements for PMI's talent triangle. Check out all the links down below in the description bar so you can use this yourself if you want to renew your PMP. Now, what I love about Udemy is that all of their courses are extremely affordable. And books, well, you can easily buy them on Amazon used for less than $15. And let's say that you're strapped for money, then you can just borrow them from your local library. Now for business acumen, I took 2 courses through Udemy, Business Analysis Foundations by Joseph Phillips and Foundations of Business Strategy by Michael Lennox. Those 2 combined earned me 6.5 PDUs under business, and I earned the remaining 1.5 business PDUs spread out across other online courses. For power skills, I read 2 books on communication and negotiation, and they were Crucial Conversations and Never Split the Difference. I reported each book as either 5 or 10 PDUs for each one. For Udemy courses, I took Facilitation Skills, The Core Skill of Great Team Leaders by Lawrence Miller, Influence People with Persuasion Psychology by Andrew Luttrell, and lastly, Successful Negotiation by Chris Croft. To fill out any remaining PDUs that I needed in this bucket, I watched some webinars from PMI's website, which are all free. Now for ways of working, the main Udemy course that I took is called Deeply Practical Management. I really like this course because it knocks out 9 units right out the gate for ways of working, 4 units for power skills, and 3 for business acumen. To fill in the remaining gaps, I listened to various podcast episodes from Prepcast and also a bunch of webinars from PMI's website. Now for you, you can even list out reading the PMBOK guide and the Agile Practice Guide as 5 to 10 PDUs each for your ways of working, which I highly recommend doing. Now, what's tricky about this entire process is keeping track of the PDUs you're actually earning. Luckily, PMI makes this super easy for us, which I am incredibly thankful for. When you log on to your account on PMI's website, just click on the dashboard menu, and under your PMP certificate area, you're going to see a breakdown that looks like this. You'll see how many PDUs you've earned under each category for ways of working, power skills, and business acumen, and also how many more PDUs that you still need to earn. To report your PDUs, it's also very straightforward. Under the menu for PDUs, select the option for Report PDUs, and you'll be taken to this page that's right here, where you can choose the correct category for your PDU. Let me share with you my example. For the book that I read that's called Crucial Conversations, I chose the option for Read. And then I fill out all of the information that's tied to the exact book. So the book author, the book title, and a quick overall description of what the book taught me. This description, it doesn't have to be super long or even complicated. I like to keep my descriptions to be a few sentences with some bullet points. And at the very bottom, I listed out the start and the end date for reading this book. After you submit it online, you're going to get this screen right here showing that it has been successfully submitted to PMI. Now, based on my experience, I would usually get approval for my PDUs that I submitted within the same day that I actually submitted them. This has been my experience with it, but hey, it could be different for you, so please keep that in mind. Again, this isn't meant to be a stressful process. It's actually kind of easy. If I can do it, then I 100% believe that you can do it also. Make it easy for yourself and just do online courses through Udemy, like I talked about earlier, or even by reading books. Now, a lot of people have asked me this question. Alvin, is there any way that I can do this without having to watch so many different courses, webinars, and read all these books? Well, actually, there is. If you want to earn all of your PDUs in one easy swoop without all of this effort, then there is one paid package that I recommend, which gives you everything that you need. It's called the PDU Podcast Bundle, and it gives you all 60 PDUs. It meets all of PMI's requirements, and it aligns with PMI's talent triangle. All you have to do is listen, watch the webinars that are part of the package, and you're pretty much good to go. You can sign up to the PDU Podcast Bundle using my link down below, and it'll make things a lot easier to get your 60 PDUs. Again, this video is not sponsored. I'm only sharing with you resources that I found in my research. Now, after you reach the 60 PDUs, you'll see this showing up on your certification dashboard, showing that you finally earned all 60 PDUs. What's next? It's just paying for the PMP certification renewal fee, and then you're good to go. You're finally done. Here's a screenshot of what mine looked like when I was paying for my PMP renewal. I end up paying $150 because I am not a PMI member. So this is the most easiest and final step to do. And once you're done, your PMP certification will be renewed. This renewal process can feel overwhelming and frustrating, and I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment down below and share with me what your experience has been with renewing your PMP certification. Go ahead. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have, and I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of you. I'm here to help you achieve success in your journey with project management. Even though you just earned or renewed your PMP certification, it's so very important to also stay ahead as a project manager. Please watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next video.